Hi, my name is Colm Sammon. I play outside linebacker for the Westmeath Minotaurs, and it is my second season. Even though I started in 2019, it's only my second season playing with them. So, it's me.
Colm, it's great to see you. Thanks for taking out a very busy week. You're very busy month for you, getting married in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
I'd say your lovely bride-to-be Louise is fingers crossed to come home in one piece from Sunday. Otherwise, it won't be a wedding; it'll be a funeral.
That is why I have made sure to select groomsmen that are fairly strong, sturdy, just in case, God forbid, I do break something. So that has kind of been the hot topic for the last while of me getting injured. It did not help that I cracked a rib the last game. So fingers crossed. But we'll come away with the win, so it should be fine.
It'll be worth it. Will be worth it.
Yeah, it will be worth it. 100%.
So I better not ask the question. Will be more probably a better part of the year for you, the winning the bowl or getting married, because I'm going to that wedding and I don't fancy getting dirty looks for the whole day. So
yeah, okay. Well, to be honest, I think they're both there. I'd have to say, obviously, I'm going to have to say the wedding edges it. The wedding's going to edge it, obviously. Mm-hmm. It's funny because, like, we all know back in 2019, we got to the final. We lost by next to nothing. It has been a long time since we got to play. So there's a bit of hurt there still that we didn't win. And it's funny because my wedding's been postponed twice as well. So there's been a bit of waiting for both of them. So looking forward to both of them. Definitely looking forward to this Sunday. Can't wait to get on that pitch. And obviously can't wait to go up the aisle. Well, do I go up the aisle or the? Yeah.
No. You wait at the end.
I waited.
You wait.
Yeah.
Colm, I know you said you got a rough enough injury there in one of your last games, but how's the season gone for you, and how do you reckon the team has done this year?
So my season has, I will say for myself, gone well, and I would normally not say that. I expect massive things of myself all the time. I am probably one of my biggest critics. I do not ever think I have a good game. I do not think I always find faults in everything I will do. But compared to the feeling I had in my first season with Minotaurs, it's a big difference where I am now. There's confidence in certain areas in my game. When I go on to kick off, there is no shadow of doubt in my mind of what has to be done, what I'm going to do, and how I'm going to do it. Whereas in before, there would have been doubt creeping in on defense, where I should be, what I should be doing. Should I be doing this? Should I be, is there things I should be doing? Isn't there things I should be doing? And a lot of doubt. Whereas in this season now, with all we played and how we've kind of gelled on defense, I think a lot of that has just dispersed and isn't there anymore. You've so many good lads in defense that have the experience that when you need to be told the softly approach, when you've done something wrong, they'll tell you. But when you've done something wrong and you need a little bit firmer of a tone, they will tell you, and they know when to do that. And that for me has probably been one of the best growing points for me in the team. Like, I think the lads that can come out and just say what needs to be said when it needs to be said, and you take it on board. It's not they're trying to slate you. They're not trying to put you down in any means. They just want the best from you so that it gives the best for defense as a whole,
Perfect. That's couldn't been better said myself. Colm, it's actually we joined the rookie year 2019 together. We were actually separated by the other side of the ball. I came to the dark side, as you said to me, 2020. It's been great getting to know you. But what does it mean to you to be a Westmeath Minotaur?
It's funny because I did hear, obviously, other lads have done interviews, and I believe it was Stephen when I was listening to him about what it means. And for me, probably being a Minotaur is probably one of the wisest things I've done. Most people will say it's a bit crazy, 40-year-old going out playing American football at this stage. But for me, look, I'm not a guy that would throw my emotions all over the place. And I hold everything inside a lot. And I'd be like, I wouldn't like to show how I feel a lot of the time. I just kind of bottle it up and I go on. Like every man pretty much does it. One thing I'll say about the Minotaurs, when I went to them, I'd say it was one of the scariest things going down, only that I knew a few lads there. First season, didn't get to know many lads, knew some of them, but obviously a lot of them like gelled and clicked over years playing together. And then coming back this season, and then obviously over all the lockdowns and COVID, everything like that, I found that I've got more friendships and more close connections with lads on the team, obviously yourself included, Mono. But I find that I've been able to meet with guys that we wouldn't see each other for maybe a week. We go out on the pitch, we talk for about 10, 15 minutes at the start. It can be talking about anything. I've had conversations about everything pretty much before we've thrown on our pads and our helmets. And I found that I have one outlet now that allows me to let out stress, let out things that sometimes maybe I keep bottled up. And I think that the Minotaurs as a whole has done that for me. Like the team that are there, both sides, like obviously we're defense, Mono. We don't trust the offense, but the offense, all the guys, every guy from coaching all the way down through the guys, they're great guys. They are great guys. And it's great to have people like that you mightn't see for a week. You go on a pitch with them and you are immediately gelled as brothers. That's it. It doesn't matter what has happened during that week. Once you're on that pitch with that group of guys, everything just seems fantastic. Everything seems good. Everything seems great. And that's what it means to me to be a Minotaur.
That's probably I think you're the must be the 8th or 9th guy I've interviewed, and that's definitely the best answer I've heard of that. It's great to hear you openly talking about stuff like that, and it's great to hear the club and even myself and all the lads are able to help in no matter how small of a way it might seem, but we're always here for each other. Colm, how are you feeling? You said you had a bit of a cracked rib there. Are you good to go for Sunday?
Oh yes. I'm dying to go. I'm dying. I was on the sidelines for the Vipers game, and the guys smashed it, owned it. Defense were just absolutely on top of it. Special teams, everything, offense, the whole lot. Offense took them a little bit of time to get going, but I got up, and those guys get going. You're not going to stop some of them lads like Jack, Joe, Shawnee Dalton. You got to put Shawnee Dalton in there for a minute, but like. We've played against these guys. When those guys are on fire, Jesus, they're hard to stop, And I just found that, like, standing on the sidelines, no more than Colm Sammon, like he's injured as well. Standing there, by God, does it give you fuel for your next game? Like I'm already packed. I'm packed for Sunday. I have my gear checked. I'm packed because I just want to be up in Belfast. I'm just waiting, counting down pretty much the time to get there, and get on that pitch. And I know for a lot of us, it's going to be the hardest wait watching another game before we get to go on playing. And it's going to be a tough wait for us, but we will be chomping at the bit to get on that pitch, I'd say.
That's perfect, man. That's perfect. Colm, man, I'm going to give a little insight. We had a pre-season tour. We had pre-season competition. Nothing major, just it was actually a fantastic way for lads to get a bit of pre-season work in, get some fitness scoping up, get your max squats up, get your mat benches up, and just to come back in a bit better nick than you finished up in the last season. I have to say you were the Ironman. You won it comfortably, hands down. How does it feel being the gym Ironman of the Westmeath Minotaurs?
It felt great at the time. Unfortunately, that title seems to have slipped to you, Mono. That has seemed to have gotten out of my hands a bit. Look, to be honest, and I said it when the lads gave me the award, look, it was very easy for me to train when I have a gym there. Some of the rest of the lads, like, you know, they were going out training in sheds, training, running on the roads, things like that. Like, you know, for me in a gym, it's my work. It's what I've always done. But no more than anyone else, my motivation prior to that was zero. I didn't want to train. I had no incentive to train, really, to be honest, if I'm honest. Off season, you're just kind of like, oh, you know, you don't want to train. And it was a great incentive.
The evenings are dark and it's
yeah,
Christmas time and that kind of stuff.
I didn't want to go gyming. I didn't want to run. I didn't want to do anything. I was like, and it gets more apparent when you work in that industry. You're kind of always there, and you're going back in work to do your training, which is tough. But you know, it was one of the greatest. It was a great incentive to get me training. It did a huge amount for me. The problem was that when it came to going back into season, then suddenly you're back in season and you think, oh, I'm all good, and you're only training once a week for 2 hours, and it's, you know, the rest of the week was kind of shying off on me. But that's not something that's going to happen again anyway. Definitely.
Will you be able to defend your crown for next year?
Oh yeah, easily.
No problem.
I have 5 weeks off, so that should be 2 training sessions every day, isn't it, Mona?
Yeah, that should be it. Yeah,
that should be 3. We'll put in 3 a day.
We'll do triple days. That's no problem. I hope that wasn't meant for Louise's honeymoon time. I'm sorry, Louise. That's my fault. You're not going on the sun holiday. You're staying in rainy Athlone.
We're going trekking or climbing or something that requires a lot of energy.
So obviously, big massive part of the defensive core and the linebacker side of it. How do you see Sunday going? It's going to be a tough game. I'm very kind of, I don't know. I don't think I've ever been as determined with something that I don't know how I'm going to take it if we do lose. I have myself convinced that regardless of what happens, the Minotaurs will come out victorious, and that means that we're going to put in 100%. And that's from everyone. That no one is going to. There is no way that we're going to go out on that pitch and nobody's going to give it 100%. It's going to be one hell of a game. If we fire off from the start, if we get to take the ball at the start, and offense are fantastic on their first play. If they get a score on their first play, first series, I should be saying first series, not first play. Jeez, that's putting a lot on Joe, isn't it? But if offense are on first and they get a score and defense get out, defense will be raring to go. And if we can shut them out and start forcing ourselves on the game, which I think we will from the get-go, it all has to start from the start. Like a kick-off, or if we take the ball, whatever happens, it's goal. From once that ball is touched, it's goal. We're going to give it 100%. And I genuinely believe we're going to come out with it. I think there's a lot of boys, myself included, who still flash back to Jack catching that ball and are still convinced that he was in. And it still hurts. I genuinely didn't feel that I deserved my medal that time. I didn't feel I'd done enough for the team, but by God, this time I will. And I think everyone else will be, yourself included, is going to give as much as they have and leave no doubt that win or lose, win, I'm the same. But that there'll be no doubt when we leave that pitch that we deserved what we deserved, you know. So that's perfect, man. Look, I have to say we came through a very good rookie year in 2019. There was some stalwarts. The club came through. Cormac Fagan, unfortunately, got injured early this season. Best wishes to Cormac. Hopefully he's ready to go for next year. And it's just something that you touched on, that you were friendly with a couple of the lads, the Athlone contingent of the club, Stephen Alley, Joe McBride, Darren Salmon, probably through your work in the gym. But if there's anything you want to say to maybe a couple of lads who are thinking, might give this a go now next year, Anything you want to say to the boys? Can encourage them down?
Yeah, my biggest regret probably is Stephen Nally has been saying this to me for easily 3-4 years before I decided to come down. And that is one of my regrets, that I did not come down earlier to this. It's, for me, I had no knowledge whatsoever, any knowledge of the NFL. I knew one player in the NFL, and as everyone, Tom Brady, and that's it. Did not know anyone else outside of that. Didn't know any teams, didn't know any rules, nothing about the game until I literally came down with Stephen one of the days in that loan and was given pads and a helmet and kind of going, oh, okay, what do I do? And was told to run and catch football. And I was like, okay, this doesn't seem that bad. It's not hard. Run, catch a ball. Okay, did it. And then suddenly, the more I did it, the more I went, Jesus, this is pretty cool. Jesus, this is awesome. Jesus, I love this. I'm going to be back here. And I found out was only after one training. And even at that, when you come down, yeah, you're not going to know anyone. You're going to be nervous. But if you don't give it a try, how do you know whether you're going to like it or not? I love it. I love it. I can't kind of think of what I do when I don't play football. I love to play football. I love to go down. I love to play with the lads. I love to get on that pitch. The whole lot of us, obviously we're missing a few players that aren't going to be at the game. Jim McBride, legend, going to miss him, but he'll be watching. So yeah, but definitely, guys, if you're thinking about it, come down. There's nothing stopping you. You're not going to make a show of yourself. Come down, give it a try, see how you get on, and I guarantee you'll enjoy it. I've yet to see someone come down, put on pads and a helmet, and not go, yeah, and feel good about it, and then catch some football and feel even better about it, So yeah, that's what I'd say to any lads giving a thought or thinking about it. I'd say definitely come down, give it a try, see how you get on.
And Colm, you have missed one or two games with injuries, but any personal highlights for yourself this year? Anything that you felt amazing about, or something you've seen and made you proud?
So there's probably actually a few things, and some of them are more kind of with Guy, the lads like myself. So myself personally, like I'm still waiting on that first sack. I almost got it, but I haven't got it yet.